Should we look at the camera?
Yeah, yes.
So because I look like I'm always like looking like over there, or I got you, like they're just seeing like this side.
And then boom, we're live.
Boom.
MMA Complete episode 44. Almost a year. 2 months from a year.
2 months from a year.
All right, so we are live now, April 29th. We just streamed Bet the Deed podcast. Check that out every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Naked Sports. MMA Complete podcast every Thursday night at 8 p.m. except tonight because we have a little something special, which is later on. 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We're going to be doing a live reaction show to the NFL draft. So tune in for that coming up right after this podcast.
I might have to cut this a little short so we can get prepared for that.
Quite
Make
possibly.
sure everything's set and stuff.
So we will get right into it. UFC 261. What
the fuck happened?
A damn card.
What the fuck happened, Zach?
I'll tell you what happened. We saw 10 finishes in a 13-fight card.
Third shortest pay-per-view in UFC history.
Third shortest main card in UFC history.
No, pay-per-view.
I think it was main
hours
card.
And 32 minutes.
It was like 2 hours, 16 minutes for the main card in total, which is ridiculous for 5 fights.
Love it. Can't get enough of it.
Jump right into it. Chris Weidman. Prayers up to Chris Weidman. We're hoping him a speedy recovery. We hope that he can get back into it because he was one of the original holy shits in UFC that got people to watch the sport. A tremendous wrestler, great standing, who unfortunately, it's just one of those things that happened, fought Uriah Hall on Saturday. Within 17 seconds threw a leg kick that was checked by Hall and ended up breaking Chris Weidman's leg right on the shin.
Dude.
We're not going to talk too much about exactly the injury because it was gruesome, and we're hoping for Chris Weidman to have the best. But
no, fuck that. That shit wrapped around that guy's leg.
Yeah, it did.
And then he went to go step on it, and then he flopped over.
All right, I guess we will talk about the injury. It was just like Anderson Silva's.
I know, and it's crazy that he was part of it before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that is some of the worst karma you will ever see in the UFC.
You never expect to see that.
Not only that, but in the fight right before
and
that,
with him again.
Jimmy Crute also had to get the fight stopped. The fight was stopped in between rounds 1 and 2 because Crute was not able to continue on his left leg. The doctor asked him to walk over to him, which he tripped, and then he walked back and stumbled, and the doctor called it. We found out in the post-fight interview that Crute was going to take him down immediately because he couldn't stand on his leg. So it was the right decision. Anthony Smith, winner by TKO, doctor stoppage. Jimmy Crute will be back, though, 12-2 record, and he's still, like, once he gets fixed up, I'm sure he's going to have another run at the top 15, and I think he'll do well. Anthony Smith.
I had faith in Anthony Smith. I really did.
I did too. What was really interesting is that early in the fight, Crute hurt Smith's legs with leg kicks.
Yeah, he did.
And then Anthony Smith had a leg kick. Anthony Smith had a leg kick that went right to Crute's knee and basically crippled him. And you saw it immediately.
Next fight, I think I'd choose Jimmy Crute. If they were to rematch, which I doubt they will because they're positioning and stuff, but I like Jimmy Crute. I think he has the right idea. I like his technique.
So Jimmy Crute stayed at 13. Anthony Smith stayed at 6. So there wasn't any movement in that.
Nope.
In the middleweight, Uriah Hall went up 1, and Chris Weidman didn't move either. But obviously, Chris Weidman will be out of the rankings soon because he will have a long recovery time.
Yeah. How long do you think? A year and a half? 2 years?
At least a year. Probably
bad.
A year and
that's
a half.
sad.
Anderson Silva took him about 2 years.
Never came back.
Chris Weidman a little bit younger than Anderson Silva when he broke his leg. Just like a year and a half. So I don't know if too much of a difference. 3 title fights. Shevchenko fought Jessica Andrade. And this was a fight that we said Shevchenko should by all means win. But when it goes to the ground, Andrade is going to be dangerous because of that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Yeah. Didn't matter.
Did not fucking matter.
Shevchenko dominated Andrade on the feet and on the ground. In the second round, getting Andrade to a crucifix and having a TKO because Andrade couldn't protect herself coherently anymore.
No.
Shevchenko is a beast. Shevchenko is almost unarguably the second best woman in the UFC behind Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, and she's faced her, twice already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Amanda Nunes, but she runs that division. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Andrade was her, if you look at the odds, it was her closest fight that she's had in years. and it was not close. Shevchenko TKO victory in the second round. Then we got to maybe the most hype part of the night. Wylie Zhang, fresh off her fight of the year, amazing fight in 2020 against Joanna Jędrzejczyk, in which she went 5 rounds with Joanna, busted her up, and won by unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Faced Thug Rose Namajunas.
Thug Rose.
In the first round, it was just a little jabs. There wasn't much going on. They were testing each other out. And then out of nowhere, Rose Namajunas with a left head kick knocks Wylie Zhang out cold.
Cold. No, I wouldn't say cold because she got up stumbling after, but
she didn't totally
down.
get up because when she went to the ground, Rose jumped on her with hammer fist right away, and Zhang wasn't moving.
Yeah.
So it was a great stoppage. Zhang had
great stoppage.
Zhang
she was pissed at
was pissed, but that was because she didn't realize that she was knocked out because she was.
Yeah.
The replay showed it.
Yeah.
So Thug Rose is now at the top of women's strawweight again, which is so good to see. Good for Thug Rose.
32 years old, back at the top.
No,
First,
28.
28? Okay,
Yeah, she's
28. First one to gain back.
Second.
I thought I saw a stat.
GSP did it.
No, first woman.
First woman, that makes sense.
Yeah. To get back the title.
Because I think it's just her and GSP that have done it. Unless I think Cain Velasquez did it too. Because Cain had a trilogy with JDS over the title.
Did Chuck Liddell do it?
I don't think so. I think Chuck was just a one-time champ. I think he beat Tito for the belt way back when, and then Rashad Evans knocked him out, and I don't think he ever got it again. I could be wrong.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. And then for the main event. The first round was a great round. Usman won it barely, but Jorge had some good jabs.
Yes.
Good clinch work by Usman. Usman got a takedown in the first as well.
He did.
And then in the second round, one of the nastiest right straights I have ever seen. We always talk about Usman's jabs. It was the straight.
That technique, dude.
It was.
The technique. And I just want to say quick shout out to Trevor Whitman. Trevor Whitman had a great night. All his fighters won. Night. A lot of finishes, so that says a lot about his coaching.
One of the best striking coaches in the world.
And that's good to know for future picks.
Absolutely. That camp is turning into one of the best camps ever.
Yeah, a lot of champions.
So Usman, his level changes are really what did it. Because Jorge said after the fight that, he ducked his left shoulder. So he kind of faked an uppercut, but looked like he was coming in. And then just drove the right hand right into Jorge. And instantly Jorge was knocked out.
Yeah, well, he kind of swiped his hand out.
First time Jorge has ever been finished in the UFC.
In 50 pro fights.
50 pro fights. And it was decisive. Jorge got up right afterwards, shook his hand, said he was okay. And he came out today saying that he wants to fight again this year in hopes of regaining another shot at the title.
Yeah. And we all know who we just kind of called out.
So before we get into that, 261 was a crazy night. Yeah. That was such a good night. Usman is now the pound for pound number 1 in the world. He's number 1 over John Jones.
Yeah, but John Jones hasn't fought in a while, so understandably.
Understandable. I believe it's Usman. Then it may be it's John Jones. And then I think it's Volkanovski. And then Adesanya.
Really?
I believe so. I can check that real quick, though. I'm actually on the rankings
I wouldn't be surprised if Blachowicz is above him.
Usman, John Jones, Volkanovski, Adesanya, Francis Ngannou at 5.
Wow.
Yeah. This must not be updated.
7. Blachowicz at 8.
Yeah. Max Holloway at 9.
Figueiredo at 10.
Is he still? Conor McGregor's still 15. That's bullshit. That's just for hype.
Poirier's 6, dude.
Petr Yan at 12, ahead of Aljamain Sterling at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Dude, the rematches are getting insane.
All right. So immediately after UFC 261, Colby Covington called out Kamaru Usman.
Got interviewed.
He said Kamaru Usman was on PEDs, and he said he's not impressed with Usman defeating a journeyman like Jorge Masvidal. That's what he said.
Disrespect.
Colby also was in the news earlier that week because he posted a picture with Masvidal's ex-wife 2 days before the fight.
Mark pulling up.
So Colby is likely to get the next shot at Usman, who, if anything this year's shown us, will probably fight sooner rather than later. Usman is probably going to fight like in the summer.
Yeah. No.
Only 2 months.
3 months? 3 months?
Yeah. Only 2.
So he fights who? Colby?
Colby is next up. At least that's what Dana says, and it seems plausible.
Yeah. Which is likely the fight you've been wanting?
It's the fight I've been wanting. I think Colby is the second best fighter in that division.
And I ain't going to say I didn't want it because I want to see this fight too.
Yeah.
And I think Usman has it. I really do. And I ain't going to back away from it.
I think Usman has it, but I think Colby has a great shot. What up? He didn't see us. So we'll take a quick commercial break because Mark's going to be joining us and we can see what he thinks about UFC 261. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MMA Complete, brought to you by Fans Only Sports and Naked Sports. Check out all Fans Only Sports at YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Check out Naked Sports on Instagram and YouTube, and check out MMA Complete Podcast on YouTube and on Twitter at complete_MMA. We'll be right back.
How'd your
Camera's right there.
How'd your thing go with the house inspector?
Good. Yeah, everything went good. Cool. All right, so we were just talking about UFC 261. Oh boy. I would like to hear your top 3 comments from UFC 261.
Comments? From what?
Just top 3 takeaways.
Oh, I thought you meant live stream comments.
Rose Namajunas went in totally underrated. Like, I'm not sure what she was for the odds, but I'm pretty sure she was in the positives.
Yeah. She was the underdog for sure.
Yeah, so that's what
Highly
I took.
underdog.
Valentina Shevchenko owns that division,
That absolutely. We just said that as well.
and George Masvidal has lost his safe chin.
Yes, for the first time he got knocked out. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that those were the top 3 takeaways from Mark for 261. You're missing a big one.
The biggest one.
Hit me with it. I'll know.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. The broken one.
He did have surgery to repair his leg and it went successful. So that's great to hear. It was. We were talking about that. How it was just like Anderson. Mm-hmm. It's so sad to see.
It was, and
it's the same person. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Ironic. And Uriah Hall and how it's all connected with Uriah Hall being the last one to face Anderson Silva.
Right.
It's some type of curse.
It's crazy how it all kind of
17 seconds is all it took.
Yeah.
17 seconds. Uriah Hall, the first ever UFC fighter to win a fight without throwing a single strike.
Yeah, that was a crazy stat.
That's nuts. Hopefully Weidman will be back in like 2 years.
36.
Yeah.
I think if he comes back at 38 years old, he could get one more, good fight in him.
I think he'd get one more good fight. I don't think he's going to get another run. Uriah Hall did say right after the fight that he owes him another fight. So if he can get back for it, he'd like to fight him again.
Break his other leg.
Oh. Nah, come on.
Break his leg again?
Come on.
I don't think he's throwing any more leg kicks. He's going to be like,
that's what I mean.
Boxer and
I'm a
great wrestler.
The same thing happened. So after Anderson did it, I can't remember who he lost to, but he fought, I think it might have been Cannonier years later, and he hurt his leg again on the leg kick.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a chance we never see Weidman again.
There's two fights back to back with leg injuries, so.
It was.
That was weird, yeah.
And we kind of lost our lunches at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was too much leg.
Yeah.
We would have just, if we would have just seen the Weidman and weren't already worked up from Jimmy Crute, it would have been like horrible, but Jimmy Crute must have blown his ACL or something.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. Props to him. He was really trying to continue the fight.
Yeah, that's a tough dude.
Absolutely. All right. So this week, we're not going to spend too much time on it because it's kind of a one-fight card. Dominic Reyes versus Jiri Pashatska.
I got Dominic Reyes.
Jiri Pashatska making his second fight in the UFC. Dominic Reyes on 2 losses in a row to John Jones and Jan Blachowicz.
I don't know where my phone is.
Reyes is also the underdog.
Light heavyweight champ.
Right.
Yeah.
I have Reyes, but Jiri Pashatska is scary, and he's young, and he has knockout power. I think this fight ends in a finish.
Yeah.
Reyes Pashatska. I hope it's not as boring as the other light heavyweight fight we saw, Rakic and Santos. That would be a killjoy.
That was the biggest probably flop in light heavyweight history.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah.
But Reyes and Pashatska is going 5 rounds though. That's another thing. Likely, even more likely to be a finish.
Oh yeah.
What's the PFL?
The Pro Fight Link.
Is that MMA or yeah? You can.
Marshawn Lynch just invested in it.
Yeah, you can place bets on it at the sports book.
Yeah.
Now.
So they got Bellator and PFL.
Another thing to keep.
By the way, Romero Johnson in 1 week.
I want to get your opinion on a couple fights because I know we both know these guys. Sean Strickland.
Yep, versus some no name.
Krzysztof Jotko.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's been in the UFC for a little bit. He's kind of a journeyman.
Okay.
Not as good of a journeyman as Jorge Masvidal.
No. Well, far and few.
Yeah.
Far and few.
Nah, because Colby called him out.
Yeah.
Remember we watched Sean Strickland fight? I was not impressed.
Well, he fought several times. He actually is not bad.
He's a big dude for middleweight.
He got beat this last time because who did he fight?
No, he won. He won by decision.
I got to check his record because I remember watching him.
But he took those years off. He took a 2-year layoff, and I was not impressed with this fight, and I kind of think he's gonna lose.
I feel like I remember him being a huge guy with knockout power, though.
He has very good hands.
He looked a little scared in his last fight, and I'm not knocking him or anything, but
is that happening this weekend or next?
Yeah, like he tried to hype up the fight. This is this weekend coming up.
Yeah, he beat Brandon Allen his last fight.
That's right.
Which is, it is how you want to see it. Mm-hmm. He just fought on this card.
Do you know if it was a decision?
No, it was a KO, TKO.
It was a KO.
But his fight before that was Jack Marshman, and it went to decision. Jack Marshman's just a tough guy. He was dominating that fight, as far as I remember. I think you were getting it mixed up, Austin, with Brandon Allen. Because Brandon Allen was kind of a flop. I remember watching him versus Strickland. We thought Brandon Allen was going to win.
Who did Allen just beat? Allen just won at 261.
Let us see.
That's going to make me...
Yeah, he just beat Carl Roberson by submission, which is what we expected him to do.
Oh, he had the leg lock. He had the leg lock. That was a great leg lock.
Submission of the night, if not for that one-arm rear naked. First time ever in UFC history.
So submission of the night went to the guy with the rear naked, the one-arm rear naked, and performance of the night went to Rose Namajunas for the awards, which I agree with because Rose, that was awesome to see.
How about the third prelim? I think it was taking fight of the night.
Yeah, Molina versus. It was Jeff Molina versus. Oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but I do. That was a great fight. Jeff Molina won.
A fighter from China, one of the 4 who were on this card, which is a big number.
And they went 0 for 4.
Yeah, that was pretty rough for China.
That was pretty rough for China.
Marco
lost their champ at that.
They did too. Wylie Zhang will be back though.
Yeah. That rematch is gonna be sick.
That is gonna be a really good rematch.
She's tough as nails, man. Like she wanted to get back up to fight.
Joanna couldn't do it in 5. Rose did it in 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was crazy too because it's a lead leg.
It almost was like a question mark kick though. Because she kind of just hesitated at the body and then went up to the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was so fast.
She bought it. She bought it.
Beautiful.
The technique was there.
And right away, Zhang's legs just gave out, and that was it.
As GSP would say, it's the one you don't see that gets you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Cub Swanson versus
Gigachikaze.
Mm-hmm. I think Gigachikaze might have that one.
I got Chikaze for sure. The only thing I'm
thinking tough, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Over-under is 2.5.
He kind of likes the under. And you know what? I wouldn't mind sprinkling some on it, but it's going to go to decision.
See, I think...
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think
the longer it goes, the more it
could
favors
KO, could KO, TKO him.
Hey, Swanson bangs, man. So it's safe to pick the under for that, I think.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy...
Swanson's got pride.
It's crazy numbers for the under and over.
Oh, yeah, those are good under numbers.
So, yeah.
What's the betting podcast again? Naked Sports? Bet the Deed. Check us out
Bet
where
the
you
Deed,
find all
Naked
the
Sports.
numbers.
Yeah, we actually just went over all the MMA stuff and all that.
And Qdoba is facing Dustin Jacoby.
I'm picking Dustin Jacoby because he's
Me too.
actually got pretty good
And
kickboxing.
he's the underdog.
That's good. That's
right.
You'd probably want to hammer Justin Jacoby because Ian Qdoba is the type to put his head down and throw hooks.
Right. Yeah.
Just it's like playing UFC 3.
We saw it against
Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah, Ankalaev. Yeah.
Gomed.
No.
Sharapov.
Gomed Sharapov.
Ankalaev.
But I really like Dustin Jacoby, and he's the underdog. It's really surprising. I might hammer him.
He had a good
I might hammer
spill
him.
in, what was it, Glory?
I don't know.
I think it's kickboxing.
Yeah.
10 days, Mark. 10 days till we see the return of TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Corey Sandhagen.
Who's the next generation fighter.
Who is number 2 right now.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be crazy town.
That's going to be a great fight. Corey Sandhagen's the favorite.
Dillashaw still looks quick, man. And I don't know how his endurance is, but it's always been pretty good.
Right.
Listen,
TJ is one of the best cardio guys in the MMA, but he's also one of the best wrestlers. When he was at, I forget, what's Uriah Faber's camp? With Cody Garbrandt, because Dillashaw was there. That's a wrestling camp.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like the best wrestler in the camp. And then he switched, and he's been focusing more on standing. Like when he fought Garbrandt, he beat him twice standing. That's such a tough matchup. Corey Sandhagen coming off a flying knee knockout of Frankie Edgar. That was ridiculous.
Spectacular, yeah.
Before that, he knocked out Aljamain Sterling.
Talk about wrestling.
Team Alpha Male.
Is it Alpha Male?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, that's the one that who's that fucking kid that got beat by Bryce Mitchell?
I don't know.
Me and Austin followed him.
TJ Dillashaw will be fighting on May 8th. And that's going to be a really, really great fight.
It's so good. Sandhagen's better since they fought before, right?
Wait, they're fighting on May 8th?
They're fighting May 8th.
And that's not even on paper.
No, it's a fight night.
I'm surprised. Wow.
I don't nah. I mean, they could have given
event,
it,
but
262 is already so packed.
Yeah,
they would have
May
thrown
Diaz.
that fight in the undercard, and that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, it would have been an insult.
Before we get into 262, Garbrandt versus Rob Font is May 29th.
Wow.
So that ends off May's fight night.
They're
UFC
trying to set that up.
I know they are. But UFC 262.
Why does it say canceled?
For what?
Co-main event canceled. Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw May 8th.
It's probably canceled.
It wasn't the co-main event. Oh, really? Wow, it is saying canceled.
Breaking news.
Is this breaking news?
We got to get on top of this.
No, I am on top of it. Facial cut forces TJ. One day ago, facial cut forces TJ Dillashaw from UFC comeback fight versus Corey Sandhagen.
Oh, how do you do that?
He got cut on his eyebrow.
Yep, scar tissue buildup probably.
Diego Sanchez pulled out of his fight against Donald Cerrone the same day.
Oh,
wow.
What do you do with May 8th?
What do you do with May 8th now?
May
I
8th
have no idea.
May 8th is fucked.
They're going to either have some people step up or they're just going to have a very lame card.
Yeah, he suffered a cut in training that was subsequently infected. He was hopeful to compete but did not receive clearance from doctors.
That's terrible.
I believe it.
So we're going to get into UFC 262 coming live May 15th. We'll be live streaming 8 to 1 o'clock from Boston. We'll be getting into those matchups right away.
May
We're just going to
15th?
take a quick commercial. We will be right back. All right, UFC 262 live May 15th. I do not know exactly when the card is going to start, but we can check that real easily.
Usual times are on.
Wouldn't it suck if we planned this whole thing and the actual fight cards like 4 o'clock?
Oh
God, it's not though.
It's not though. main card starts at 10 p.m. So
wow.
It's going to be like the prelims are going to start at 8, so we're going to be right on time for that.
Okay.
Hermanson Shabazian is in the prelims.
Yeah, Jack Hermanson. On the prelims?
Careful, the mic's right here.
Yeah, sorry about that. On the prelims?
Yeah, on the prelims.
That's insane.
You got Jacare Souza versus Andre Muniz on the prelims as well.
Yeah, Jacare makes sense.
Jack Hermanson's on the prelims. That's so surprising.
Right, Hermanson on prelims, and I get it. Hermanson doesn't really sell, but that's top 6 in the middleweight division right there.
Alex
and
Perez
Shabazian's like top 10.
Alex Perez and Shevchenko too. I mean, that's just a sell because it's her sister, and she's 9-2. She ain't bad.
On that main card though, we actually have. I don't know who Shane Burgos really is. I don't follow him much, but Edson Barboza.
Edson Barboza is making his UFC return. Shane Burgos is kind of. I'm pretty sure he's younger. He lost his last fight. I'm pretty sure, but other than that, he was kind of flying through the featherweight division. He's top 15 now.
Wow.
So that's a good fight. Barboza's going to be challenged. Burgos probably will even win that fight.
You don't even.
But Barboza's like one of the most lethal knockout artists.
Dude,
but here's the thing.
From hell.
I feel like I remember Barboza being at lightweight, and this fight's at featherweight.
Yeah, he was a fighter at lightweight.
Right, he was. So that's interesting. He's kind of made the circuits on the underleagues, and he's kind of come back at featherweight.
Might work better for him. Who knows? But these guys are both the same height apparently. At 5.9.
So we also have the flyweight bout between Caitlin Chikagian and Vivian Araujo, and that's going to be for the number 1 contendership for Shevchenko's title.
Really?
So the winner of that's going to fight Shevchenko.
And who do you think wins that?
I got Chikagian.
I've got Shevchenko after either one wins.
Oh, yeah. Shevchenko's going to be either one, I think. But Chikagian is a vet, and she got her last title shot against Nunes like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I think she's tall like Shevchenko, though.
Yeah. She is like 5'5". She's the same height.
All right.
She's 5'8", this says.
Can I just run?
It's that weird thing where it measures it.
Why don't we just run through May 15th, who you guys think are going to win? We'll just all say it real fast.
Yeah, okay.
Jack Hermanson. Edwin Shabazian.
Hermanson.
Yeah, I got Hermanson.
I got Hermanson as well. Beneil Dariush, Tony Ferguson. This is interesting.
Beneil Dariush.
Tony Ferg, if he loses this,
I think he's hit his peak, dude. You know, he's like.
I think he had a fucking brutal career. He had a straight brutal career ever since I've seen Tony. Like that dude.
But he's also fighting like the best of the best.
Yeah.
Gaethje number 1, Oliveira Gaethje number 2, Oliveira number 3. Right now,
could be. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I got Dariush.
This is the one.
This is the one. Are you?
This is the one.
Chandler.
This is not the one I was thinking.
Okay.
You're missing one.
Not yet. I'm going in order.
No. That's the main event. You got to go that one last.
It's a strange order.
What do you mean? That's what it says on here.
Leon Edwards, Nate Diaz.
Oh yeah.
Co-main event.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I think I got Leon Edwards.
I think I have Nate Diaz.
Okay. All right.
I think I have Nate Diaz. No disrespect, because Leon Edwards, he was, we were all saying no one's respecting him. He fights Bilal Muhammad, Dr. Stoppage. That didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
But he was decent in the fight. He didn't dominate Bilal Muhammad at all, but he was decent.
Oh, with the eye poke, yeah.
Yeah. But Nate Diaz, I mean, he's lost a couple of his last fights, but he's been fighting the best. And now he fights Leon Edwards, co-main event. Kind of short notice. That's the only reason I can see Diaz maybe losing, maybe. But then again, the Diaz brothers have cardio like anybody in the UFC.
They train every day. They're ready anytime, anywhere, any place. They're ready. They'll take a fight anytime.
Gangsters.
West Coast.
Dude. This fight's going to be standing. It's going to be brawl.
I actually see Leon Edwards going for takedowns in this fight.
Yeah, but I think
Diaz is great off his back.
Dude, Nate Diaz has one of the best guillotines in the business.
Yeah, he's great off of his back, though. And submission artist,
triangle choke.
Right.
But I still think Leon Edwards his goal will be to take down Diaz and land some TKO.
They don't have it on RI Sportsbook, but I'm going to just write down the odds for you real quick, Mark. I want you to think in your head what you think the odds would be.
It's crazy.
And then I'm going to show you this, and you're going to be like, oh.
It's crazy to not.
What?
That's what I mean.
What? Oh, okay.
It's
That's
insane.
worth putting some on.
Yeah, I'm going to put
On
some
Nate
give a little
Diaz.
sprinkle to Nate Diaz.
Give a little homage, you know?
Dude, he has a great chance to beat him.
Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler.
Oh, boy. Michael Chandler.
I equate this to Anthony Smith versus Jimmy Crute in the sense that I changed my mind because I was Crute at first, big, and then I went Smith at the end. I've been Chandler big.
You have. Okay.
And I think I might have. I'm swaying towards Oliveira now.
For his striking?
Yeah, for his striking. No, I think Oliveira, if he gets to the ground, yeah, Chandler has great wrestling, and I think that Chandler could even like control side mount and throw some ground and pound. But if the fight stays on the ground,
Third degree jiu-jitsu.
I think Oliveira is going to be able to hook him with something. He's so good on the ground. He has the most submission wins in UFC history, and he's fighting a guy who is only making his second fight in the UFC. His first fight only lasted a minute.
Yeah.
You know, against Oliveira, we're probably going to have to see Chandler go like 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Unless Chandler gets a knockout, which he totally could. The way he knocked out, what's Buddy's name? Dan Hooker?
Dan Hooker, yeah, which is pretty impressive in my opinion that he was able to just put Hooker against that cage and put him out.
Hooker did not look
Hooker's
confident
fight.
at all. He was backing up the entire time.
Hooker's fight.
Well, that's also credit to Chandler, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
His presence was
I'm not saying not knocking him on that.
But Hooker was coming off a fight of the year candidate against Dustin Poirier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In which he went 5 rounds, split decision. Dustin Poirier won. And then he gets knocked out in the first round against Michael Chandler.
Dustin Poirier, who just knocked out Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I've been saying Oliveira for a long time.
Okay.
I flip-flopped before, but I got to stick to my gut. I got to go Oliveira.
I can just
see, because
I can see Chandler winning 3 rounds. And then in the 4th round, Oliveira, get some kind of triangle right away.
Yeah, with some tiredness. He's wrestling. He's getting a little sloppy.
I wonder what it is for him to win by submission. You know what I mean?
That's probably
Oliveira by submission. I bet it's
just as good as the odds of him winning the fight.
No, Oliveira's the favorite.
It's not there yet.
Really? Okay.
Oliveira is the favorite for that fight.
The over-under is not even available either. So
they don't want you to bet.
What do you think the over-under is? 4.5?
I'm gonna say 3.5. I would guess.
I'm gonna say 3.5 because people might think Chandler can knock him out early.
Yeah.
You know.
That's probably what after all the casuals seeing Chandler do that to Dan Hooker.
I would definitely take the over 3.5 if that's what it is.
This is off CBS though.
Okay, I kind of like that. I would definitely choose that.
Bad.
Yeah, that's how Oliveira probably wins this.
And I think
I agree.
Who wins by decision?
I think by decision.
I think it's Chandler. I think it's more significant strikes.
I think it's
all depends.
I think it's decision because I think if it goes to decision, we're going to see a lot of wrestling.
Yeah,
and I think Chandler could start off strong, but I think at the end Oliveira's going to have more control time.
Yeah, just a more well-rounded ground character.
Yeah,
and he's wrestled a lot more. Chandler's a good wrestler, but he's a stand-up fighter. Oliveira has been on the ground his whole life. Yeah. Brazilian jiu-jitsu and wrestling, whatever. Oliveira's been on the ground.
Dude,
we're also not
Oliveira
saying one thing.
Smothers it.
Experience in the UFC.
Absolutely. It's a huge factor.
It's a crazy factor, and it's not even close. It's one fight compared to over a decade. You know what I mean?
Quick little shout out. Check out Bet the Deed podcast every Thursday nights at 7 on Naked Sports. Sorry, I felt like it. Oliveira by decision. I think if it was going decision, I think I would take Oliveira. I've been Chandler the whole time.
It's a tough fight.
I think I got Oliveira. I think I do.
I got Chandler by KO TKO in the second.
Let me ask you guys this. This fight, May 15th, is going to decide the lightweight champ. We've been waiting for a lightweight champ since November.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje is the logical choice for a rematch.
He is.
He should be. If he doesn't get the rematch.
But Poirier-McGregor is July 10th. Now, think about this from Dana's perspective.
Money.
Money. Now, if you make Gaethje versus the winner before McGregor Poirier, and then McGregor wins, millions of dollars down the toilet. If McGregor wins, he's going to get a title shot.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
No, McGregor Gaethje, I think.
Yeah, I would like to see McGregor Gaethje because
that would be
that would be a striking battle.
But then what would you do? The champ just wouldn't fight? Champ just wouldn't fight for like a year?
Who else do they have?
Well, all right, so Oliveira Chandler's going to happen. The loser of that is going to be available for a fight.
Yeah.
Now, they could fight the loser of Poirier McGregor.
And then
the winners of Poirier McGregor versus Gaethje.
Yeah.
That would be like if you weren't fighting for the title.
That's good. That's a good way to mix it up, Zach.
All I'm saying is, if McGregor wins, he's getting a title shot.
I don't think so.
I do. There's no way Dana's... It's Conor.
So what, Gaethje's just going to sit out 2 fights, 2 rounds?
Yeah. Dana's the one that
Like 2
offers the
rounds
contracts. Dana's the one that offers contracts. And he wants Conor fighting in the main event for a title.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, here's the thing.
I think that's true, but I think
Oliveira
it's too out in the open.
If Oliveira wins, maybe Conor's hesitant to take that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
Chandler
anybody
wins.
wants
If Chandler wins and
Oliveira's
McGregor wins, I think that gets signed right away.
Realistically, I don't think anybody has a chance in this top 5 against Oliveira except for maybe Dustin Poirier.
I think Poirier has a great chance
and
against
Chandler.
Right.
But the other guys,
Poirier's
let's be honest, they're strikers.
They are strikers.
It's just not like we saw Gaethje, like he deflected 3 takedowns from Khabib?
Something like that.
Which is impressive, but then he was put out in the second, yeah.
So
it wasn't good enough.
So there is 56 days in between Chandler Oliveira, 262, and Poirier McGregor, 3, which will be July 10th. 264, UFC 264.
If McGregor loses, who does he face?
If McGregor loses,
Might retire.
I don't think he'll retire. I think he'll fight someone in the lightweight division. He could fight like Beneil Dariush. If Beneil Dariush beats Ferguson, or if Ferguson wins, he could fight McGregor. That would sell, Ferguson McGregor.
Might also move up to welterweight.
He could. He was talking to Kamaru Usman about that.
Yeah, which I think is a Conor, don't do that.
Bad.
Don't even try that.
Kamaru Usman would fuck him up.
Usman said it perfectly. Nowadays, you get finished, and I finish people.
Jake Paul.
Yeah,
Jake Paul called him out.
Called out who?
Jake Paul's been calling out
Usman, yeah. Jake Paul, Dana actually threatened lawsuits.
Dude, Usman said something. Like, Usman was like, yeah, I'll fight you. What the fuck? Like, yeah, I'll knock your ass out.
Yeah.
And he would, too.
Oh, yeah. I just really want to see that kid get put to sleep in the ring. I'll take any ring.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to do it because it's just so obnoxious.
Yeah.
Right. But he's going to be smart.
Yeah, no, he's
that
doing
division.
it right.
That division will be in limbo for 2 months.
I bet within the next 2 months we hear something about Jake Paul retiring.
Mm.
And then 2 months after that, he'll be talking about coming back.
From claims of
He's going to do a
CTE.
Kamaev. He's going to do a Kamaev.
Oh, speaking of Kamaev.
Yeah, the Nick Diaz.
Kamaev called out Nick Diaz and Jorge Masvidal.
Dolph called out Nick Diaz.
Why would he call out Jorge?
No, Jorge called Nick Diaz out.
No. Kamaev called Jorge out, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, after the fact, yeah, it all went full circle.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who gives a fuck?
Dylan's coming through. Or is that Nate?
I think that's Nate.
Yeah.
It's just
all right.
Smash.
Well, we do need to set up for the draft show. So,
yeah.
Any last thoughts on UFC?
Marvin Vettori versus Israel Adesanya.
Yep. Adesanya, heavy favorite.
I would have Vettori.
Obviously,
you have Vettori.
I do. I think he wrestles.
By the way, the co-main event is Figueiredo Moreno 2.
The co-main?
That's going to be a good card. It's going to be a really good card.
That is.
Fucking co-main. Who do you got there?
I got Figueiredo.
I got Figueiredo too, and I think the numbers are so close, and it's an easy hammer.
Yeah,
easy under over 4.5.
Under
2.
All right, so it's not locked. So that's gonna about do it for MMA Complete. Reyes Pashatska this weekend is gonna be really good. We're going to be coming live before the Dillashaw-Sandhagen fights. We'll be going over that. What's up, man?
What's up?
Nate Oliveira joining the cast.
How
We're just
doing?
about to get out of here for MMA Complete, but we're going to start the draft show in about 20 minutes.
What's going on? How we doing? How's everybody doing today?
The boldest Titans fan around.
Yeah, I would say so. Would you say so? Because I think so.
I would say you're
one of them. There might be a few else out there. Like, if there's anyone out there, like, shout out to all my Titans fans out there.
Shout out to all 12 of you. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get out of here. MMA Complete Podcast 44 in the books. 45 next week. Dillashaw, Sandhagen. Oh, it's not even happening actually.
Yeah,
I gotta stop saying that.
Canceled.
It's
all
canceled.
right. So next week we're gonna really be going over 262 then, and then the week after that, Boston.
Boston.
May's gonna be good. May's gonna be a good time. Let's see if we can get someone to step in to fight Sandhagen. That'd be awesome. Sean O'Malley.
Kevin Holland cuts weight.
Sean O'Malley. Let's do it.
He should. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank everybody for tuning in. Stay with us. Stay live because we will be here 8 to 10 p.m. for the NFL Draft Show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be going over every team. We're going to probably see some trades in the top 10. So stay tuned for all that. And we are out of here. All that shit.
All that
shit. I haven't said that in weeks. Later.